love being MASC for MASC because there's no drama. Y'all gonna hate this take, but I don't get no. That's why I don't be in the LGBT because y'all, the LGBT is extremely feminine. The men are either transgender, so they have a little bit of female in them, or they might be transsexual, or you have a female who's transsexual, but she's born female. You know, it's not a lot of masculine energy in the LGBT, and for a man like of my sort who prefers masculinity, who likes masculinity, who's mass for mass, you go to LGBT, there's no space for us, and they don't like that. Then we don't like that. There's no space for us. So yeah, it's just no drama. That's why I think August Alsina and his boyfriend, they're just so cute and just so low key. It's just love this shit. It's man from reputation.
Okay. Yeah, Buddy definitely had a handful to say there. All right, so to address what he said, is it true that there's less drama in mass for mass relationships? I'm going to tell y'all my experience, all right? So, and real quick. So, I have dated like a couple of feminine guys. One, I'm going to just highlight because I can only really remember one that I would really consider feminine. He was cool. He had his own car, crib. He had a 3Cs. He was dope for the most part. He was like shorter than me a little bit. He had a nice little tight body. He was like, he was definitely what it was. And he was feminine and flamboyant, but he wasn't like messy. He wasn't drama. Like he wasn't like toxic as hell. Now he had ways though. I started finding out towards the end, and it did turn me off. You know, like he did do toxic shit when it comes to like saying just hurtful shit to try to get up under my skin if I'm not responding the way he wanted, or you know, like they would be more manipulative. They'll do more of the underhanded, covert, passive aggressive shit. That's what you'll get, and that's what a lot of niggas call drama. You know what I'm saying? We don't like that shit. So sometimes that does happen, but I will tell y'all straight up, dating masculine men, they do the same shit. Like, and dating women, they do the same shit. Like everybody does the same. You just have to find somebody who does not do that. Everybody got a point when it comes to, there's a bunch of everybody in every demographic. All right. You just have to point out the ones that are not that way in that demographic. Not every single feminine dude or flamboyant dude is messy and difficult to deal with and hella drama. And, when it comes to dating them. Not every single masculine dude is hella drama free, cool as fuck, chill as fuck. Like it, yes, for the majorities, I will agree. Possibly he might be on the money. But still, like I said, judge the character on a base by base basis, not, generalizing nobody. You feel me? Now, however, looking at these comments, somebody, Nappy Boy actually says less drama, ? They be some girls too, and laughing. And like when I looked at the comments, everybody was in these comments pretty much saying similar shit to that. And that is the part that he's talking about that we don't like. Y'all don't have to be so like, what do they call it? Shade. Y'all don't have to be so shady. Like we don't like that. That's what I think. Okay, yeah, now we talking. That's the part where I feel like we divided at when it comes to masculine and feminine dudes. Feminine dudes throw a lot of shade. They passive aggressive. They messy as fuck. That shit make niggas want to fight. We don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's too catty. It's too slick at the tongue. Your mouth is too smart. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel him on that. I feel him on that part. We don't like that. Y'all do too much on the girl shit. Y'all up it to where it's like, y'all are girls times two, and then you have all this masculinity backing it up. It's uncomfortable as fuck. It's not attractive, okay? Just got to keep that 100. So that I do agree with. Also, the part where he said, now the part I don't agree with 100% is the August Alsina and Zoo being a representation of mass for mass. They are... I'll give it to them. I'll let them say that they're mass for mass. I'll let the community consider them mass for mass. However, that's a butch queen Okay, and then that's like me saying that me and my boyfriend ain't mask for mask, but I think my boyfriend's a little more masculine than Zoo. But some people will argue that, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, I guess if there's a masculine dude and then like a masculine top and then a butch queen that's more verse or whatever, then yeah, I guess we can still consider that a mask for mask couple. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So okay, I don't disagree with that, honey. And then he said how one thing that was really stood out to me though was when he said they don't like that we don't like that there's not a space for us here. That I felt that. However, we are making our space and they are able to accept us. The only difference is that they tend to look at us sexually too much, and that's a problem. But as we grow in this, they will have no choice but to start seeing us as, you know, just we all in this together, as opposed to gay meaning feminine. Because I think a lot of feminine dudes think gay means feminine. So if you're not feminine, they'll try to consider you feminine or say that you're just the same, you're no better. Like they'll try to even out the playing field because they think that your masculinity is making them feel less than. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that. It's just that, and they think that when we say we prefer mask for mask that we're shitting on them. They feel like, you know, that's dissing feminine men while boosting up masculine men, but you can still like masculine men without dissing feminine men. But it's kind of like, I think because we've given y'all a chance, we've given y'all chances. Y'all are the majority. Y'all are the face of this community. So we have, most of us have given a femboy a chance. Even if we prefer masculine dudes, most of us have given femboys chances. We just have had to. You know what I'm saying? So then when we realize like all the shit that people say and like the stereotypes should be real and true, that make us run for the hills. Like y'all, that's why I be saying y'all gotta start showing differences and standing out from the crowd. That's why I say that for numerous reasons. You know what I'm saying? The other thing that I was like conflicted with what he said and confusing was when he said transsexuals and the transgenders. That transgenders and transsexuals are the same thing, aren't they? Yeah, that's the same thing. And then talking about people transitioning, gay people, gay men and bi men, we need to stop that shit. Shitting on the trans community because we feel like they shouldn't really be. Now, I'm going to hit on some real shit real quick. I have been around a lot of gay dudes, and I know a lot of gay dudes who do not like considering trans a part of our community. And I'll be scratching my head at that because I'm just like, okay, now wait a minute. Although I get where they're coming from, because it's like, okay, this is sexuality based, they're gender based. That's two different things. That's their argument, right? And I'm like, okay, there's a little point. However, we're still in the same orbit, dealing with the same enemy. So I feel like they need to be looked at as allies, even if you don't want to see them as a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And I never had a problem with any of them. They done been cool as hell. I done felt some of their hearts. Like, talk to them one-on-one and shit. They're human and they don't deserve that. That's been my experience, okay? So that's why I advocate for them. And I don't like to see how, you know, a lot of gay men be like really like being playing the bigotry card on their ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's no different from black people doing that shit to us after we were oppressed by white people. When black people are super homophobic, it's no different. You know what I'm saying? So don't be a gay dude and then doing the same shit now because they're the only ones under us for real. They're the only ones under us. That makes you bogus as hell. Loser, step your weight up, all right? That's not smart. It's not compassionate. It ain't real. Like, let's just keep it 100. Okay, you should be able to relate to what they got going on, if anything. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about what he just said. Yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Hit them comments up. Hey, y'all know exactly what it is. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.